Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So in this video we're going to discuss how Palantir is secretly becoming one of the most important companies on the planet, and this is going to be a reaction video to a gentleman called CodeStrap who has really knocked it out of the park with this video. He explains that what we have been suspecting as Palantir bulls, that Palantir is secretly really executing on what they're doing. He explains how Foundry works, what is the future plan with it. And I'm going to simplify a bit what he explained and give you my understanding of it. And it's really an amazing video as a Palantir investor. So as always, if you like this content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to support the channel and get access to some exclusive videos where I explain my stock market strategy and other stuff, and you want to support the channel, check out the first link in the description box below and you will become a Patreon there. So let's begin the video.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is probably the most important video I've done in a long time, and it may be one of the last videos I ever do. So,
all right, the hype is on.
Listen up. Software is changing. I made this prediction back in 2021 in the very first video I ever did about Palantir. And it's changing in this way in which humans today are traditionally have been at the center of software. Everything we do when we build an application is to design it for human use. But that is changing with AI. AI is pushing humans around the edges of software and pushing itself towards the center. And we don't have to imagine what those systems are going to look like anymore. We have innumerable examples from both Palantir and Palantir customers that use AI to surface signal data and have it acted upon by humans or automation that affect the real world. We've seen this across industry after industry, BP having one of the most advanced deployments of these types of systems that I've ever seen. But this AI can do things like affect plant production. They can do things like affect windmill production at at wind farms. This is AI affecting the real world in a virtuous feedback loop with human beings, and that is the future of software. It's surfacing signal data to be acted upon by human beings to affect the real world. And a signal can be anything from the identification of a Russian asset in the war in Ukraine, like warships and tanks or personnel, or it could be predicting the failure of ball bearings in factory equipment, or fraudulent transactions. And these systems cannot and will not be contained on a laptop alone. AI must exist as close to the data generation as possible to reduce latency and cost. This is a requirement of the modern OS. And this is what I believe Palantir figured out a long time ago, that edge AI requires fundamentally a different set of tools, and they realized it years before anyone understood they needed them. And this is evidenced by products like SkyKit that uses edge AI to perform targeting and intelligence in the harshest conditions on Earth, or products like MetaConstellation that perform those same tasks in the harshest conditions in space, right? And further, Palantir was named the leader in AI ML platforms by Gartner in 2022. The evidence is undeniable. Palantir is the most important software company for a future that virtually none of us have grasped until now. Operationalizing data is the backbone of the modern operating system. Proprietary sources of data combined with AI can give you precise answers to high-value questions. And these high-value questions can include whether or not to take a human life or how to save a human life. These are important questions that need to be answered. And operational data provides a mental map for human operators working together with AI to understand the predictions being made by AI. What people don't understand about advanced AI, even things like large language models like ChatGPT, is no one knows why the model gave the answer it did, unless you have a system that can let you audit and infer and understand why that AI made the decision it did. So operational data plays a key component in the modern OS, and it's manifest in Foundry and Gotham. And Foundry provides a complete, fully integrated solution for data versioning, transformation, and the ontological modeling to fuse disparate data silos into meaning. What people fail to realize is organizations are generally made up of hundreds of disparate data silos created by decades of IT, a lot of IT tech debt in a lot of cases. And all of that data is its semantics are different, and it's hard to interpret and hard to understand. What does it mean? Without the tools provided in Foundry and Gotham to bring that into an ontological system, to fuse the meaning to the data, your data is meaningless, it's worthless, and it can't be operational. Foundry also provides the application building tools that remove the engineering bottleneck to flow these data models into AI and ML creation tasks, and also human-centric operations tools that combine humans and machines in a symbiotic relationship that will define software for the next decade or more.
So very interesting that one of the co-founders of Palantir, who is Peter Thiel, wrote a book called 0 to 1. And if you read that book, many years ago, way ahead of his time, he said that everybody is afraid of AI taking your job. And that is absolutely not the case. AI is going to insanely increase your productivity. And this is also what CodeStrap is talking about. And let me give you an example. For example, there was this Palantir demo where they were showing how they track submarines on the map, and the satellite data can analyze which countries and which enemies submarines are moving where, and it can detect where they are going. And obviously, to have this supervision done by humans, you would need to have satellite connection to every port, and that becomes a screen. And then there is, tens of thousands of ports on the planet. So so you will have tens of thousands of screens, and then you need tens of thousands of employees, looking at cameras and trying to guess what is happening, and it will be wildly inaccurate and very boring. And instead of this, Palantir can do the monitoring by itself and then alert humans that, okay, here's a Chinese submarine that disappeared, and we think that it's going to appear here near Taiwan, and then it can even suggest handlings. This was part of a Palantir demo. So instead of needing 10,000 employees, you suddenly need one employee who is reacting to signals that come from the AI. This is what CodeStrap was speaking about, and it's amazing that Peter Thiel is one of the founders of Palantir, and this book was written 20 years ago, and he already knew this. So very exciting stuff that is here. So what Palantir does is it's madly increasing productivity at companies, because the very boring job that the AI is really good at, which is categorizing data, supervising certain data, that gets done by AI, and then the real decision making is done by humans, and this is how it enhances your productivity.
The rise of large language models like ChatGPT will further accelerate this edge AI trend, and it will also further accelerate the death of human-centric software. Do you need endless software suites and applications when ChatGPT and technologies like ACT, which drive user interfaces and eventually, most likely, API calls? Do you need a human-centric software suite when those technologies can perform any task that a human otherwise would? Is the future of software just a prompt interface where a user can type a question and an AI can give a response, and you can see supporting data to understand the trustworthiness of the response and have the AI take further action? You can do anything with that system. You could book flights, reservations to just about anything. You can search for homes. You can search the internet for any question you want answered. The future of software looks nothing like software today. And people are in love with ChatGPT because it's a symbiotic relationship between AI and humans that improve their lives. People, though, they're going to want more of that. They're not going to stop with ChatGPT. But in order to trust black box models like ChatGPT, we must first leverage Palantir's technology to provide the context and hints that ensure a high quality answer is given for every question asked or for every task performed, right? So, and a lot of people don't understand that these black box models like ChatGPT, they're complex. They're complex systems. No person can infer or understand exactly why the model gave the answer it did. The only way to try and get quality answers is through experimentation. And this is sort of now become known as prompt engineering. How do we create prompts, instructions basically, for the AI, the context around the question that ensures the AI gives you a high quality, accurate answer? And using Palantir Foundry, all black box model responses can be collected, rated, and understood. And this allows data scientists using Foundry to select golden prompts used to fine-tune models like ChatGPT that are highly specialized versions through a process called fine-tuning that will always produce quality answers to high-value questions. And further, these operational workflows and resulting models produced in Foundry can be shared with other Palantir customers using Foundry archetypes. This isn't theory either, this is an actual project I'm working on in Foundry right now that uses a machine learning technique called SHAP, and it produces a virtuous feedback cycle to understand and produce golden prompts and fine-tuned versions of ChatGPT, which can then answer really in a very, very, very accurate way, really hard questions. And that can include things like code generation and code authoring. So using models to generate code for a data pipeline that you want to produce in Foundry, or it can include instructions on how to learn Foundry. So I hope to have a demo of this for you soon, but understand that Palantir Foundry isn't just the operational, the OS that's going to power Edge AI. It's the thing that's going to train AI.
This is so important. I had to watch this video 2 times. This is my 3rd time watching it, and I still discover new things and new meanings in what he's saying. So Palantir is not just Edge AI, it's the operating system that is training Edge AI. And that is, I don't know how you can get more significant. And I don't know how many of you know this ChatGPT that he's talking about. It's a fantastic system. I've tested it myself. But the problem is that if you ask it a question like, how can I lose weight in 6 months? It scours the internet and then it just gives you whatever it's going to find. So it will give you a seemingly human-like answer, but you have no way of telling if that information is going to be correct. Because if it finds online that it says to lose weight, you need to eat 6 pizzas, then that's the answer that it will give you. This is maybe not a very good example, but it is, I do believe it illustrates the problem. So it's mind-boggling that he says that there is this thing called prompt engineering, like trying to figure out, because the ChatGPT is like a black box system and nobody really knows why it gives the answer that it gives. It's an AI, right? And then they're using Palantir Foundry to find the exact way how to ask the right question. Like, for example, that you tell it that I am 6'5", I am 200 pounds. I want to get to, 170 pounds. I want to follow a keto diet. Can you give me a plan that will allow me to lose or have a 500 calorie deficit per day, And then if you ask it this way, then you start getting the correct questions. And then, Palantir can do its thing to make sure that you get the correct questions and you get relevant answers, and then you can apparently share this with other Palantir users, and this is really insane. So Palantir is so much Edge AI that it's even being used to train Edge AI. I mean, how much better can you get?
And that is a truly powerful combination, and it's why I believe in this company and why I'm going to be announcing some very big things very soon, hopefully, that show just how committed and how excited I am about the future of software. And with that, let me leave you with Shyam Sankar and his latest speech given at CES 2023 on their partnership with Hyundai Heavy Industries.
Okay, I want to end off here. You can listen to the video if you want to. It will be in the description box below. That speech was very good, but it's the usual Palantir stuff and illustrates how, basically the strategy that they're doing is working. And we had a lot of discussion even with the CodeStrap if Palantir is doing the right go-to-market strategy. And it seems to me, I would want to have CodeStrap on again, but it seems to me that the Palantir's go-to-market strategy is working and they're gaining market share. And as a shareholder, I'm incredibly happy to see this, and I'm looking for more money to invest, and I'm happy that the stock is as cheap as it is currently. This is, of course, not investment advice. I'm just telling you how I'm thinking and what I'm doing. So anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. Please make sure you check if you're subscribed, and if you want to support the channel and get exclusive content, check out the Patreon link in the description box below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.